Well, good evening, folks, and welcome again to Friday Night Podcast. We're here at Borders Books and Cafe, Tulsa, Oklahoma, at 81st and Yale. And we're joined once again, as always, by National Master Chuck Unruh. And we also have a special guest this evening, the winner of the OSCO Grand Prix 1, held at Carl Albert High School in Midwest City on the 25th of September, Grant Nunn. Grant, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Chuck, glad to have you back.
It's good to be here, Jim.
We're going to review one of Grant's games from the tournament. Grant, you came into this tournament, you were ranked the number 3 player, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. This is a game that you played against Kenny Lynn, and Kenny Lynn is a very strong player. I believe he was seeded number 1, was he not?
He was.
Okay.
So I was seeded number 3.
Number 3, okay. With Stephen Gailey was ranked number 2, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this. This is a Caro Con, is that right?
Yeah, Sicilian.
Sicilian, oh, I'm sorry, okay. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this game. We're going to go up to this first position, Chuck, and have some talk about this first position that we want to see here. Let me get my screen all squared away here. We're going to go up to this move up here, move 6. This is an unusual or a different kind of position here for white in this. Let's talk about this, Chuck.
Sure. In the scholastic community, we're seeing quite a few accelerated dragons. We play the bishop c4 line. And you see the bishop c4 line against various Sicilians. It's really not the best line here. The bishop c4 has about a 38% win. It looks good, but it just doesn't do well in the databases. A better idea here for Kenny was to play bishop e2.
Bishop e2 with the idea of the bishop ultimately going to where?
Well, the idea the bishop's on both flanks and doesn't stumble. The bishop becomes a target, and it just seems to get in its own way.
Right. Okay.
What were you thinking here, Grant?
Well, if Kenny wanted to prevent my Sicilian break of d5, the bishop isn't well placed on c4. It's better placed on f3 if he wants to stop it.
Okay, well, let's go on to our next position. I believe most of this is considered book up till we get to. Let's talk about this position right here. Now, this is what you played, Grant, but you want to talk about a different move here that maybe should have been played? Instead of this bishop on e to 7, how about maybe this one?
Yeah, it immediately focuses in on white's mistake of bishop c4.
Right.
And bishop e7, I'm not entirely sure what I was threatening, but knight a5 really sets the tone.
Okay. Well, let's go back to the text of the game and talk about that. So this is what you played here. And the next move, we have this f4. And let's go up to this point where you actually do play this d5 break. Chuck, let's talk about this.
I thought it was dangerous. It allows an isolated pawn on d5, but as it turns out, you got a lot of play out of this, didn't you, Grant?
I did.
And, what were you looking to do? What was going on at this point?
Well, at this point, Kenny would want to play g4, g5, and go on the kingside attack. So I figured that I needed activity in the center. And
you had a lot of respect for Kenny as an attacker. He did very well. Okay.
So that's a standard response. If you think a flank attack's coming, then go ahead and create some controversy in the center there and attack in the center. So you play this. So Kenny plays right here, and then all of a sudden we start to see pieces just fall off the board all over the place. What was your idea here?
Well, I know Kenny's a big attacker, so if there are less pieces on the board, he'll be put out of his comfort zone. So
he's going to feel the pressure to win. And he's has you by about 400 rating points, and the pressure's on. So if you're equal, white needs to find something.
Right.
So I noted here you've got this isolated d-pawn, and that's not a bad thing, but you really need all your minor pieces on the board in order to start an attack. Otherwise, that little d-pawn right there just has a little flag on his head that says, kill me, kill me. And actually, it does happen, but you get compensation here. You get some pretty good playback out of this, and there we are. Everything's basically even. I don't know, Chuck, you feel pretty comfortable with this position?
Yes. I mean, the pawn structure, if all pieces were off the board, it's a dead draw.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no advantage to the pawn structure, so it's got to be all piece play in here. and it appears that black has enough play to
Yeah.
offset the spatial advantage that white has right now.
Now, Grant, his queen is centered and is a little more active than yours right here. But you feeling any particular pressure to continue taking pieces off, or what were you looking to do here?
Well, I can always just take control of the D file
With your rook?
with a rook sometimes. So
Yeah.
the queen's going to have to move.
Right.
So and I can also threaten to trade queens by
Sure.
going.
So Kenny comes up here and attacks here with his f5 push. So you offer the queen,
Mhm.
and Kenny does not oblige you. He comes back and attacks your bishop there, sitting on e7. What are you thinking now?
Oh, he's going for a win.
It's just Kenny going for the win. Okay. So you bring this rook over, and you're going to start trading pieces off of here. Are you looking for a draw, or are you really trying to? What are you looking to do? Just take his.
No, I don't think he'll take the rook here.
Right.
Because he wants to play for win, so I'm gaining the C file with this move.
So he moves over and attacks your queen now because he's thinking bishop over. He moves his bishop on d4. So now you just counterattack.
Well, that was the only move.
Yeah, really.
Gotta stop the f6 play.
Right. I don't know, Chuck. This looks pretty drawish to me. I mean, I don't know.
When the bishops came off, I thought he had better chances maybe playing queen takes queen earlier, bishop takes, and then rook to c6 and putting pressure by doubling the rooks, getting that first move in, getting the activity on the open files before black could recover.
Yeah.
But even that, I'm not sure white can pull it off.
Well, everything looks relatively even here. You're now attacking that pawn over on the b2 file. Chuck, what do you think about Kenny's moves over here now?
Well, he's creating play. He's going to hope to decoy the black queen over there and have enough play with f6.
And sure enough, Grant goes and takes the pawn. What do you think about this play by Kenny here?
I think Kenny's okay. I think he should play queen f4 though instead of queen h4.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that was a stronger move.
So Grant, you move the king out of the way, seeing an obvious attempt at mating here by moving the queen into h6 and then coming into there. So here comes the queen. So Kenny's going for the kill. So you move the rook over now. And I guess.
And here Kenny is threatening checkmate, being with queen takes h7.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We saw this pattern last week in your lesson last week,
Yes.
Chuck, didn't we?
Yeah. That was one of our heavy piece f6 pawn.
Right. So thinking rook over to h3, queen takes h7, check, and then
no,
mate.
just queen takes h7 first.
That's true.
Check.
Yeah.
So g5 is the only move.
So now at this point, you actually play. He plays this here. I don't know, Chuck. What do you think?
Well, I was thinking he could have played
h3, rook to h3.
no, rook h3. You get in the queen. The queen can defend on c2.
Yeah.
Just it looks like white should break through, and I could not find a pattern where he breaks through on this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you come down here. What are you gonna do? What's your idea right here, Grant?
Well, if it's indirectly defending the g5 pawn. If he takes it, I take on f1, and then I do queen check on c1.
Okay.
And win the rook.
Gotcha. Okay. So now he moves back down, and you go ahead and retreat this back. Chuck, I don't know. Is this look drawish to you? I mean, I don't know.
I would normally love white's position here. It looks like he's going to do some type of combination by sacrificing the queen on g7, then getting a rook to d8, and have a mating continuation. But black has enough resources to stop him.
Sure enough, and we play this all the way through, and Kenny just liquidates and eventually quits. So, well, listen, guys, this has been interesting. Thanks for your time, and pleasant chess to all. Thanks for listening.
Congratulations, Grant.
Thank you.